Last week, I got really excited about Xero and Claude integrating and how amazing it's going to be. And then I got unexcited again. Let me tell you exactly what happened. So we were on an online implementation session with members of the AI with Inbal Club. And one of the members, Ben from New Zealand, showed us how he used AI to create a whole GST return workpaper that takes all the data and organizes and shows recommendations and issues, and it's fantastic. And the only step he still has to do manually, except for reviewing, is to download all the reports from Xero. And we were talking about how to do that. And he asked, have you tried the new connection between Xero and Claude that was launched this week? And I got all excited. I hadn't heard about it. So I jumped right in and gave it a go online with everyone in the club looking at it. And here's what I found. So first, it looks very, very promising. This is the announcement from Xero from mid-May, and they're talking about Claude integration to advanced AI-powered financial intelligence. Yay. And when we go in, it talks about anyone with an active Xero subscription can bring their financial data directly to their Claude conversations to solve immediate business challenges and provide financial clarity without switching tools. Fantastic. And they talk about revenue and profit, contacts and receivable, financial position and cash position. And they even talk about data and saying that the financial data shared between the platforms is for the user's session and is never used to train Claude AI models. Tick, 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 let's set it up. So I jumped right into my Claude account to look at that. Jumped right into Claude and I asked, what's my latest invoice in Xero? And I did this live with the whole club and I thought, oh my God, I wonder what everyone's gonna see. And it thought about it for a moment and then it said, the Xero tools available are limited to financial summaries and organization info. They don't have the tool to pull individual invoices directly. And then it says the best way to check your latest invoice is to go to Xero. What's going on here? If a Xero integration can't bring me an invoice, what does it do? Well, to find out, we go into that connector to look at what tools it has. And that's what we did. So we went into the connectors, looked at the Xero connector, which is what I connected here to make it work. You just go plus and you find Xero on the list. And we see that there are very few connectors. We also see that they are all read-only. So get cash position, get contacts and receivables, get financial position, get profit and loss, get top customers by revenue, and that's pretty much it. So there's no write options. It can't write into Xero. There's not a lot of detail. There's not a lot. So I was a bit disappointed. We also found that it only connects with one Xero account. And if you want to connect to another, you have to disconnect this one and connect the other one. So it's targeted at the business user rather than the accountant that wants to connect all their clients. No, not going to work. And obviously there's asking the clients for permission and all, but technically it's not going to work either. In the same session, I did manage to use AI to build my own little automation that sends data into Xero, but we used good old-fashioned API there, not those MCP connectors that are meant to simplify everything with AI. And they do simplify everything with AI, except for when someone builds an MCP server, which Xero did here, that is very limited in the tools it exposes to the AI. I was also curious to see what's going on with Microsoft and with Copilot, because most accountants who are Xero partners are on the Microsoft Copilot platform. So I went and looked inside and I did a bit of search and I found this finance admin for Xero. And I thought, and it does invoice and bill categorization. It saves time and it has, you stay in teams and approve invoices and bills for payments. And you have financial summaries and profit attainment tracking. So all useful stuff. But when I looked I saw that it's developed by a third party. So this is not a Xero plugin and it's not a Microsoft plugin, it's a third party, which means I need to go and look at how much I trust them, who they are, what they do with my data, where they store it. Am I comfortable sharing financial data with them? So not much luck in the Microsoft platform either. And if you're sitting there wondering, what's that club that she's talking about? Well, go to inbal.com.au/AI club. We meet monthly. We talk about what's new and what we need to know. We then spend another time in the month working together online, going on our separate quests, and then sharing what we did, what we developed, what worked, what didn't, share screen, ask questions, explore together and figure it all out. And we share activities that we can all take back to our firms to train our team, because I believe that if you spend 15 minutes every week with your team teaching them one thing about AI, everyone's going to make such amazing progress, and so much magic is going to happen. If you want to join us, the July intake is now open and about a third booked already. So jump in, inbal.com.au/AI club.